All over the world, performing yarns represent the very first and irreplaceable material for the production of special fabrics for clothing, furnishings, and the most sophisticated industrial applications such as filtration and protective apparels. In this specific field, Phil Man-Made Group stands out as one of the most innovative leaders worldwide. Phil Man-Made Group began its activity in Trieste and purchased its first production unit in Trevignano in the province of Treviso. Later, the group built a new plant in San Giorgio di Nogaro in the province of Udine, which was then expanded. Following this expansion, in order to fulfill the increasing market requirement for awnings and fireproof yarns for furnishing, Sunfil, a new company with headquarters in Magnago, was established. The continuous investments in new technologies allow the group to remain at the forefront of the difficult and competitive worldwide textile scene and ensure the achievement of important turnovers. In the productive cycles, the group produces yarns using mostly artificial and synthetic fibers. Highly advanced processes are reliably performed by modern equipment using ring, open-end, compact and core-spun technologies. Quality and attention to the new ecological awarenesses have always represented an essential part of the company's global strategy. This principle is proved by the achievement of certifications recognized worldwide. The yarns made in the group's production units become a basic element for innumerable products and applications. Filtration fabrics, biomedical apparels, conveyor belts for the food industry, protective gloves. Yarns for solar protection meant for production of awnings or tarpaulins to cover cars and boats. Yarns for extreme sportswear. Self-extinguishing yarns for fire protection used for the production of firefighter protective clothing and racing car pilot overalls. Furnishing of public areas where regulations provide the use of fire-resistant material. Behind an heroic gesture, there is always a yarn. Phil Man-Made Group.
Hello to everyone. Thanks. It's my pleasure to be here today again for the third time at the IDI. And later on we can see that anyway we can play an important role also for that kind of companies. This is a small introduction. I will jump because anyway we already see in the video, but I would like to focus on this one, where we can see that we can start from the end of the video where we said that behind an heroic gesture there is always a yarn. Actually, we can see that behind many things there is a yarn. Sometimes even for the people don't have experience in this kind of sector, there is a yarn also in something that we don't imagine, we don't believe, or we know and we believe, but we don't know how important is the performance that the yarn need to have in order to protect ourselves, to protect our life, to protect our child, and so on. Here we can see some slide where we can see all the sector where today Phil Man-Made is producing and is involved, and with the different kind of application that, and technical requirement that we have. Yesterday in the panel that we involved, we talked a little bit about, for example, the firefighting, or we talk, if I remember, also about filtration. Today maybe we will concentrate a little bit in other kind of product, such as we have the outdoor and the most important, the flame retardant for all the furnishing, home textile, public space, like hotels, cinema, and all these kind of things. An issue? Ah, okay. How to back? Okay. how to explain this kind of slide to let you know how it's important combine the technology with the yarn, with the sustainability for the future that we have. Yesterday we talked in our panel about the sustainability, the pollution that the textile can generate. Today we can see in this slide how we can generate a fiber and a yarn without pollution and with a green final end use, because making a modification, a chemical modification at the producing of the fiber, we are able to realize a fiber that is already flame retardant at the beginning. So what does it mean this? That we can increase the performance, but more when we make the finishing and the dyeing on the fiber, we don't need to use chemical product to coat this kind of fiber, and we avoid to have pollution. And second, we can increase our performance, because if you use this kind of way to produce the yarn, when you wash your clothes, when you wash your things, you avoid to take out the coating and to delay the performance of the yarn after 1 or 2 months or 1 or 2 times. Actually, today we take one example of Trevira. Trevira is one of our brands that cooperate together with us for produce the home textile branding, in this case the couture. And we can see how it's important also for us make the combination between the design, the performance, and the final use, because actually when the people go to buy the couture to make decoration of their apartment, they don't think the final use that the couture should have, and the final use and the technical requirement that the couture should have in order to avoid the fire and in order to protect from sunshine, but they only think about design, to buy something nice, to make decoration about our house. So making this kind of combination is not easy, because many people now go more and more looking for fashion, but at the end is one of the challenges that we have in our production. And this is one slide, very technical, but that can show you what I explained you before, that with this kind of technology done of the dyeing, of the avoiding dyeing, but to make chemical modification of the fiber, we can reach performance where we avoid to have any toxicity of the gas and smoke in the moment of the burn. And here is just the final result about what we was talking before. I mean, the same nice couture, at least from looking outside. In the left side, we have a couture produced by a yarn that we make by material called Trevira, and this one fiber that is chemical modified at the beginning. And on the right, we have the same couture done by the same material, polyester, but reach the performance just by dyeing and finishing. At the end, in the moment of the fire and the burning, we can see that the first couture don't get fire, don't produce smoke, and this in case of accident at our home with our baby and so on, this can help you to save your life. I don't continue until the end because otherwise it's too long. So at the end, I don't want to go on too much. Yesterday we also discussed in our panel and so on, but anyway, I hope in these 2 or 3 minutes of talking we let you understand how textile is not a simple production, is not only something that we connect to the production of the clothes, but behind many kind of sector and many kind of performance, we need a technical production of yarns. We have very high requirement, and it's very complicated. Thank you very much, everyone.